Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're exploring Tuck Everlasting.
Oh, Tuck Everlasting. It's a classic.
It is. I've got the book right here. I'm really excited to dive into this one. And we've also got this neat novel study guide to help us along the way.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So, today we're going to help you create a book talk that will captivate your students and make them excited to read Tuck Everlasting.
Yes, we'll explore the theme.
We'll uncover some really cool discussion points.
And we'll throw in some tips.
Oh, from the novel study guide.
Right, to make your classroom experience even better.
Yeah, okay, how do we hook our students on this book? What makes Tuck Everlasting so special?
Well, right away, we meet Winnie Foster. She's this young girl who feels trapped in her sheltered life. She yearns for something more.
Oh, I know that feeling. You know that feeling when you just want to break free and explore the world? A lot of our students feel that way too, especially at that age.
Absolutely. It's that universal yearning for agency and self-discovery. And Babbit captures that feeling so well, that yearning for something just out of reach.
Exactly. And then there's that opening line. The first week of August hangs at the very top of summer,
Yeah.
like the highest seat of a Ferris wheel when it pauses in its turning.
Ooh, it's like a breath held.
Right. There's this strange and breathless feeling to it.
It foreshadows everything.
Yeah, it totally does. Like something big is about to happen.
Babbit subtly hints at the extraordinary events to come.
You get that feeling of anticipation and unease almost.
That sense of foreboding sets the mysterious tone and draws the reader in.
Right. And then we have the music box melody, that haunting melody that lures Winnie into the woods. Such a beautiful tune that keeps coming back throughout the story.
Oh, it's a perfect example of using sound to create mood and foreshadow events in literature.
Oh, definitely.
It sets the atmosphere and symbolically links Winnie to the Tucks and their secret.
Right. And it makes you think, how can we use sound in our own classrooms to enhance storytelling?
Ooh, that's a good one. You could even have your students create soundtracks for different scenes.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Winnie feeling trapped, this eerie sense of anticipation, and a haunting melody.
And let's not forget,
Oh, yes. The heart of the story, immortality.
the Tucks stumbled upon a spring in the woods. It grants eternal life.
Eternal life.
But they soon discover that immortality isn't what they expected.
Yeah. It becomes a burden for them,
A source of isolation and sorrow.
especially for Tuck. He misses the natural cycle of life and death. He sees beauty in growing old and eventually passing on.
It's a difficult thing to grapple with.
Right. He even compares his family to rocks by the side of a road.
Unchanging while the world flows around them.
It's a powerful image, isn't it?
It really is.
But then you have Mary, his wife. She has a totally different perspective. She focuses on the joy of each moment, no matter how long or short.
She embraces life as it is.
Life's got to be lived, she says.
Yes, no matter how long or short. Such a great quote to discuss with your students. How do different people cope with extraordinary circumstances?
That's such a great discussion question. It really gets them thinking.
It does.
Okay, but now we have to talk about the villain of the story.
Ooh, yes, the man in the yellow suit.
He's pretty creepy, right?
He really is. He wants to exploit the Tuck's secret for profit. He sees immortality as a product to buy and sell.
He doesn't even think about the human cost. So greedy.
It's a chilling reminder of how ambition and greed can corrupt even the most wondrous things.
And he's a total contrast to the Tucks.
Right. They choose to live quietly, hiding their secret from the world.
Yeah, and that contrast brings up some great ethical questions.
Like, what if immortality fell into the wrong hands? What would that mean for society?
Those are some big questions for our students to ponder.
And that's what makes Tuck Everlasting such a powerful book for the classroom.
It is. But we can't forget about Winnie.
Oh, Winnie, she's at the center of it all.
She has this huge decision to make.
To drink from the spring and live forever.
Or to choose a natural life with death.
It makes her confront her own mortality.
And think about what it truly means to live.
Right. She's tempted by eternal youth.
And adventure.
But she also sees the pain that immortality brings.
Right. It's such a tough choice.
It's a complex dilemma that will resonate with your students.
Oh, definitely. You could ask them, what would you do if you were Winnie?
It's a great way to get them engaged. And it connects to the book's themes, choices, consequences, and the meaning of life.
Tuck Everlasting doesn't give you easy answers.
No, it doesn't.
And that's what I love about it. It makes you think.
It challenges readers to grapple with these big questions and come to their own conclusions.
And that's what makes it such a fantastic choice for a novel study. It encourages critical thinking and engagement with complex ideas.
I couldn't agree more. And there's so much symbolism woven throughout the story.
Oh, yeah. Like the toad.
The toad, right.
It appears so many times.
It's not just some random amphibian.
No.
It represents the natural world, the cycle of life and death that the Tucks are trying so desperately to escape.
It's a powerful reminder that we're all connected.
To this big, intricate web of life.
I bet our students could spend hours analyzing the symbolism in this book.
Oh, for sure.
You could even have them create like visual representations of the symbols and explain their meaning.
Oh, that's a fun activity.
Right. Okay, I know we're all about creating a fantastic book talk, but can we talk about the novel study guide for a second?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's full of awesome activities.
That will take your classroom discussions to another level.
It really helps students have those light bulb moments. Like, there's an exercise where they write a letter to Natalie Babbitt.
Wait, like the author?
Yes, they propose a sequel.
Oh, that's such a cool idea.
It really gets them thinking about the characters, the themes, and what could happen next. It's a fantastic way to boost those writing skills and that creative thinking.
I love it. What happens to the Tucks after Winnie makes her decision? Does she ever see Jessie again? There are so many possibilities.
And the novel study guide really helps you dig into those questions.
It sounds like it really complements the book and encourages students to go deeper, to think beyond the surface.
Totally. And speaking of going deeper, let's talk about Winnie's relationship with the Tucks, especially Jessie.
Yeah, their bond is so special.
It's a beautiful exploration of friendship and love. And, that bittersweet reality of growing up.
It really is. There's something so poignant about their connection. Winnie's drawn to his youthful energy and his zest for life.
Jessie represents that freedom she craves.
But there's also that sadness, because they know their paths will eventually diverge. One stays young and the other grows old.
It's a reminder that some relationships, no matter how special, are fleeting.
It makes you think about the different kinds of love we experience in our lives,
Right.
right? And how they shape us.
Exactly. And the book handles this theme with so much grace.
It does. And it makes you think about time
Yay.
and change.
Winnie learns that growing old doesn't have to mean losing your sense of wonder.
It's about finding new ways to experience the world and embracing each stage.
I love that.
Something we haven't talked about much is that the Tucks being immortal actually isolates them.
Oh, that's a really interesting point.
They can't form lasting bonds because they don't age.
It becomes a barrier to connection.
It shows how true connection needs vulnerability, shared experiences,
and the willingness to grow together.
This is such a great point for discussion. How does their immortality affect their relationships?
Oh, yes. With each other and with the outside world.
Right. It makes you think, like, we're social creatures. We need each other.
Absolutely. Tuck Everlasting explores those needs in such a thoughtful way.
Yeah. And it reminds us that life is precious because it's finite.
Exactly. It's the limited nature of time that gives meaning to our experiences.
And makes our connections so important.
Yes. It's like the book is saying that beauty is found in impermanence.
Wow, I love that.
It encourages us to embrace the now, cherish our loved ones.
Find joy in the journey.
Knowing that it's the ups and downs that make life so meaningful.
This conversation is giving me so many ideas. But we have to talk about the scene where May attacks the man in the yellow suit.
Oh, yeah. It's such a turning point.
To save Winnie from drinking from the spring.
Right. Such a powerful moment. So much action and suspense.
But it raises some serious moral questions.
Like, does May have the right to take away Winnie's choice, even if it's for her own good?
It's a tough one. Is it ever okay to interfere with someone's free will?
These are the kind of questions that spark amazing discussions.
It really makes you think about the consequences of our actions, even when we have good intentions.
Absolutely.
Through all these dramatic moments and big questions, Tuck Everlasting is also just so beautifully written.
It really is. The language, the setting, it all comes together to create this magical atmosphere.
The woods are almost like a character themselves. This hidden world where time stands still.
Right. And at the heart of it all is that spring.
With its promise of eternal life.
But also the threat of stagnation and isolation.
It's a powerful reminder that sometimes what we want most can actually hold us back.
It's like those woods. Beautiful and alluring, but also dangerous.
It's a visual representation of Winnie's choices.
Will she stay safe in her familiar world? Or venture into the unknown?
And risk everything.
That's what those woods represent to her. The call to adventure.
The mysteries waiting to be discovered.
And the spring, hidden deep within the woods, becomes this symbol.
Of temptation.
And consequence.
It's a powerful reminder.
That choices have consequences.
And that the things we desire most can be the things that prevent us from truly living.
It all ties back to that central theme, the meaning of life and death.
And Tuck Everlasting explores this theme in such a beautiful way.
Those woods are teeming with life. Animals, plants, insects, all part of that natural cycle.
Of birth, growth, death, and renewal.
It's a constant reminder of that natural order.
The order that the Tucks have disrupted.
By drinking from the spring?
And it's Winnie's interactions with this world, this natural world, that helps her understand the beauty of that cycle.
Like with the toad.
Oh, the toad.
Yeah. At first she's repulsed by it.
Totally grossed out.
But as she spends more time in the woods, she begins to appreciate it.
It's simple beauty.
And its place in the ecosystem.
It's a reminder that every living thing has a role to play.
And each stage of life has its own beauty.
Winnie learns that true freedom isn't about living forever.
It's about embracing the present moment.
And cherishing the time we have.
It's such a powerful message.
And one that I think will resonate with our students.
They're at that age where they're starting to ask those big questions.
About life and death.
And what it all means.
And Tuck Everlasting lets them explore those questions safely.
Through the power of story.
It encourages them to think critically.
Empathize with others.
And develop their own understanding of what it means to live a meaningful life.
I'm so excited for teachers to share this book with their students.
Me too. Those classroom discussions are going to be amazing.
And don't forget about the novel study guide. It's a fantastic resource.
Full of activities and prompts to help your students dive even deeper.
You can find it on Teachers Pay Teachers.
Just search Tuck Everlasting Novel Study.
It's got everything you need to create a truly memorable learning experience.
Tuck Everlasting is one of those books that stays with you
long after you finish reading it.
It starts conversations, it challenges your thinking.
And it makes you contemplate those big questions about life.
So as you embark on this literary journey with your students, think about this. What do you want them to take away from their experience with Tuck Everlasting?
What lessons about life, death, and time will they carry with them?
It's something to think about.
Yeah.
And with that, it's time to wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us. We hope you found it helpful, and we can't wait to hear about the amazing discussions that unfold in your classrooms.
Thanks, everyone.